Hello. If someone were to ask you, what's your sign? Your response would obviously be one of the 12 zodiac signs. I feel like astrology is really a defining characteristic of my being. In a quite literal sense, it encapsulates my interest in the metaphysical while also giving me an opportunity to introspectively look into my life. And I know in today's modern world, astrology is seen as something as trivial. However, many don't realize the complexity and multi-layer there is behind astrology. So as a preview into the very rich world of astrology, as well as myself, let's discuss how my personal sun sign, moon sign, and ascendant illustrate who I am as a person. The sun sign, for a lot of people, is their basis of astrology. It is fundamentally our personality, our ego, and when people say they are Pisces or Taurus, they are actually talking about their sun sign. That is where I am proud to say I am a Gemini. The reason I so heavily resonate with being a Gemini is because of this sort of inquisitive and curious nature that so soundly tries to take in as much information as it can get. To paint a picture, being a Gemini is like having your thoughts race 100 miles an hour and falling down a rabbit hole every minute or so. I've kind of learned how to master this trait because it helps me be very adaptable, and because of that, I kind of have this mentality of going with the flow of things. I want to highlight this sense of curiosity in my personality because it can become sort of a double-edged sword in certain situations. To me, curiosity can be very tiring because it can expose me to very dark and depressing information, but I sort of use this as a reminder that I can find light and positivity in almost every circumstance. This is why I try to be as lighthearted as I can be, albeit this can get me into trouble in certain times. I don't think people realize how Geminis value knowledge because I love intellectual conversations. They stimulate my mind. I take every conversation and interaction as an opportunity to learn something new, and this is why I'm proud to be a Gemini. Very much how your sun sign is the placement of the sun when you were born, the moon sign is the very exact same concept, except the moon sign talks about our emotions, our inner mood, or how we internally react. Being a Virgo moon, the way I process emotion is very analytical and a step-by-step process. My approach to life is on the practical side. Truthfully, I kind of find it hard to recognize how I feel and just to freely express in comparison to other people. I'd say my relationship with my emotions is very controlled in that I don't outwardly display what's going on inside my heart or mind because in that moment, I really don't know. I need time to really reflect and to form into words how I feel, and this can get frustrating because it's almost as if you're looking at a picture that is unfocused. You can make out certain shapes and outlines, but you can't really see the bigger picture. I tend to worry when things don't have a detailed plan or I don't feel like my presence is useful. But on the other side of the spectrum, the way I show affection and care is also on the practical side. Because it's so hard for me to verbalize my feelings, I like to show my fondness through the smallest gestures. I love the idea of doing things within my reach that can make someone's day a little bit easier and somewhat better, you know? So let's also finally talk about the ascendant or rising sign. Depending on what hour of the day you were born, the rising sign is a sort of first impression. It's how you present yourself and how other people perceive of you upon first glance. Being a Leo rising, I can admit to having this sort of dramaticism to my appearance. Having big poofy hair, having piercings that you can't help but notice. In general, I pay extra attention to my personal appearance as well as mannerisms. A part of me considers how important it is to be self-aware, thus it kind of translates to me recognizing the image that I put out. I take great pride in all things pertaining to me, from my creative outlets, to my morals and ideologies, to even my uniqueness. My life is my life, so why not take center stage and be the star of my story? I want others to see me as honorable, a joy to life, and even big-hearted because I want to inspire others of how much power they individually hold. And ultimately, this is why I love astrology. It helped me kind of put into words who am I. It allowed me to have this introspective look into my life and have this appreciation for myself that I never really noticed. So now I encourage you, find out what your signs are. Maybe you'll like astrology too. Thank you. Bye-bye.